Hi guys, this is Rob Stanson with TISP Research and Development. I don't know if I mentioned this, but this is a titanium choker I built. I mean, I could build them in segments on the leather, you know, in little freaking rectangles all the way around your neck. But the titanium gives you so much healing, you know, and energy. It just whisks away. Titanium is perfect right here, right in your voice box. Because they can send a frequency right to your voice box and make you say things that you don't mean to say, or get you to in this shit talking instigator kind of thing when you're dealing with them, and they're fucking talking all kinds of shit, and then you can't stop talking shit back, and you just can't stop, and you're on a roll and stuff like that. See that right there? It just that's not you. That's not you. But this right here works perfect for that. You got a little lock in there like that. Goes around. I can make these solid like this, or I can make them, where it has little rectangles on leather, which is nice. I mean, it actually looks pretty good, and people really don't pay attention or really care. Let me put this back on. And it really helps. I mean, it feels a lot freer. I also have this right here. Check this out. This is a titanium mask, and it latches onto the buttons on here, and then see it goes like that. Titanium is amazing. I mean, look at this. Titanium is the hardest to bend and hammer, but I blacksmith that right there. This is for the chin, so it keeps it up. This is just one I started out with from my other one I got that's Moo Metal, but look at the benefits here. You know, I mean, check this out. Look at that. With high demand of effective and reusable face covering, scientists are working on a production of antibacterial masks that benefit from the photocatalytic properties of titanium oxide, photocatalytic or whatever the heck. When exposed to UV light, titanium oxide fibers woven into a mask react to a moisture to create agents that can eliminate viruses and bacteria. What that means is that when you're breathing in this thing and it starts sweating, look at, see the oxide on it? That it starts creating oxide. That's what it creates. And that oxide that it builds up from the titanium is a pathogen killer. It just destroys it, bacteria, everything. And I breathed in this yesterday, and whenever they jam frequencies and you're out of energy and whatever, it goes down your throat and it jams in, and you start burping a lot, or you can't burp, and you're like, what the heck? But this right here, it blocks it off, and it just whisks the frequencies away and energies. In such form, a titanium works with your body's energy system, helping regulate and balance the flow of energy. Was it Fitin claims? I don't know who that is. Proper energy balance helps to alleviate discomfort, speed recovery, counteract fatigue. Athletes can find that they can tire less easily and recover faster from intense physical activity. You know, I mean, that's titanium. I mean, look at titanium is a chemical element with the symbol Ti. Ti, get it? That's a clue, guys. Atomic number 22. Yeah, that's a pretty good number right there. But see how that thing fits on there? Looks pretty cool. I was gonna put etch a pig nose and stuff like that, and this and the side would be like a warthog or whatever. Like, it looks like a warthog max, but I really like the hammer work on it. But anyways, okay, let me take you guys through this real quick. This is where I'm at. Okay, right now, here we go. What? Alright, here we go. Well, anyways, here's where I'm at right now. I'm putting on the Moo Metal. This is about 24 gauge. And I will put another layer of Moo Metal onto it as well. Sometimes you might have to use masking tape for painting, just to keep the copper on, because for some reason, soldering, even electrical solder, it doesn't hold the copper. and I tried spray glue. Gorilla's the best, but I've had two cans stop up on me, and I'm using this other stuff, from what is it called? Oh, shoot, I don't even have that. It's far away. Oh, right here it is. This stuff right here. But I don't get this at Hobby Lobby. It sucks. All right. Anyways, so what I do is, you see what I did right here? See, I bent it in, and I soldered to the magnets. I soldered all around so it encases it, because otherwise this will slide off if it's over here. If you tie it into the copper, it'll pull up, and then your armor's coming off your helmet. So I do this wrap in it right here, and it encases it really good. And I solder all the way around, because pads are going to go in this right here, and this what will happen once it hits the outer layer of Moo Metal, which is I believe that's 18 gauge, and then the Moo Metal, it'll hit the Moo Metal. It'll have more air gap, because air gap is a shield as well, because you have that air gap, and then it slows down energy. And it's just beneficial. That's what I wrote from NASA and HARP and stuff. And then also once it hits this, the energy will spread, because with Moo Metal it takes it off to the edges. But by that time it's hitting in the copper, so the ground will suck it in. Will suck it out, in and out through the power cord, because it will come out on these little prongs right here, and then either that, or depends on what side you sleep on. This person I don't know yet, and I gotta ask, and then I'll wrap the ground plug from here or here, and that, or bust out two of them and put them on. I have two on my helmet, but it runs out on one side, and it sucks the energy out. I mean, if you got your own grounded power cord running into the wall, and you got two into one, and it really just sucks it out. And whenever I wear it, I won't feel it at all. And I know they're hitting me, because I can hear and I can hear the magnets bouncing it right back out. Because it's set at a Hollenbeck array direction. So all the magnets' power is going out this way. And in here it'll allow these magnets. Boy, it's in reverse polarity, but still, the magnets closer to your brain will create that good blood flow in your brain. And you guys got to remember, we're sucking in chemtrails, and that aluminum and all that junk, those particles, heavy metals, are in our blood, and the damn frequency energy, it's slowing it down. It's like the magnetism has changed. Our compasses don't really work, and it really slows the blood down. And you guys got to understand that. It clogs the receptors. That's why you're not getting so excited, and nothing really stimulates you and stuff like that. And you're not getting that dopamine. Because the fluoride and the calcium in the water, and we're washing our bodies with it, and we're putting it on hot water. So when we got hot water running in the shower, right away you're like, your pores are open, and when your pores are open, and it just sucks in those chemicals into your body system. Sorry about that. And so it gets in your body system, and it's going in your blood, all that garbage. And if you live, especially when you live in California, I'm not too sure if they're doing it everywhere in other states, but ever since Governor Brown mentioned, we're gonna recycle the water that comes out of our toilets and our showers, and we'll clean it, we'll put it through a system, and then it'll pump out freaking shit water, so to the residential houses, instead of non-potable water out in the sprinklers. You know what I'm saying? So they're actually using. I got one right next to my pad right here, and I can smell shit from there, and it cleans the water, and I'm showering in it. You know what I mean? That's freaking nasty. You know, and they're putting chemicals in that shit. They found so much freaking antidepressant medications in our freaking potable water that we get in our houses that it's blown off the charts of all this junk. I mean, we're talking about antidepressants, freaking anxieties. I mean, we're talking stuff that's going to depress people. But not only that's doing it, but in the chemicals in the air. You know, all that shit they put in there. I mean, radiation, you name it. You know, it's not good for the body. Radiation, you know, tears down the body's system. And when you're ingesting it, you're breathing it, you're drinking it, it's in our food, it's in everything. You know? But the thing is with this right here, these magnets create good blood flow. And trust me, this thing, my receptors were so clogged, you know, and I did 6 hours the first time on this thing, and it felt like my head was throbbing, and it like what it did is it pushed the blood through my freaking through my neck and just poof, pumped it and got it all flowing. It was that clogged that I had brain pain, but the thing was is that I could think clearer now. I feel better. And my receptors were unclogged, and I mean, that's why I'm a little bit more upbeat. But anyways, um, this is the solution. This is a big time solution. I mean, if you know, I'm trying to get it to that point where I'm going to make some big moves, and this is what the government, this is what other governments, freaking leaders and stuff like that should be. Football players as well that got brain damage, and to the brain damage over time. In order to get their brain working. I mean, even you know, the president right now, you know, he's had a brain hemorrhage of some sort and stuff, and he had some kind of brain injury, but this would work for him. I mean, this would work for Biden. You know, I mean, because I know he's got that brain injury, and I know he's having problems with his slow thinking and sleepiness and stuff like that. This will wake his mind up, you know, and this will. I mean, all he has to do is sleep with it, you know. But I tell you what, he'll be sound of mind, and he'll be a lot more alert and feeling a lot better if he freaking took some doses of this, you know. And I mean, it's right off of Mother Earth's whole plan, how she works, you know. That's why we got the two poles. But check it out. But what I'll do is I'll take a square. This is 12 by 12 square inches, and then what I'll do is I'll find a spot right here, and find a spot right here, and then I'll form it. So I'd form it like that, and it automatically sticks because of high-powered magnets. Now this is already 3 layers, and it's high-powered. And I'll take that. You see where it's bent? I'll cut right there, about that much, that much, that much, that much. But I'll cut those corners and then a smaller one in between, like that. And then, like wherever it curves, it's going to need a bend. So you're going to have to cut it so it bends better and then forms to the helmet. And then I'll take it and I'll kind of round these edges so I get the edges closer to the helmet so I can solder it. I use what is it, 60-30 or 60-40. It's what this is. Let me see, rosin core solder. It's 1 pound, and it's 1.5 millimeters. 1.5 millimeters. So that's this thick like that. It's perfect on this right here. When I do the electrical, I'll use electrical solder, and you can get that at Home Depot. This one you got to order it maybe at eBay or hopefully at your local hardware store, but not at Home Depot. They have a metal one, but it's all right. It's all right. But this stuff, it really goes on nice and easy. A lot of other solder is just a pain in the ass. Let's see here. Then I'll form it. I'll hold one side, and I'm left-handed, so the camera's kind of the wrong side. But what I'll do is I'll tap it down, tap the edges, and hold the other side down, tap the edges, and then hold the other side down, where it's down like that. That in there. Oh, you want, overlap it just enough, but like a 1/4 inch or a little bit more, it's fine. But it depends on your budget with moo metal. I like to put this moo metal because it's pretty beautiful. It's good to whisk that energy off. Then I'll have it just like that. I don't know why I took it off. Must be smoking crack. Just kidding. Alright, then I'll find the low spots that are hitting moo metal. Take my soldering iron. There we go. And I'll just pound some of this stuff right here. Bam, that's on. For this layer, what I do is I just put enough to lock it down. Because this is just the barrier to freaking slow it down and feed the energy slower to the copper and the copper ground. Because too much energy, it will, it'll flow, but you want it nice even flow going out. Because energy's energy. It's like putting a reducer on it, slows it down, but you get more out of it. And if it doesn't fit, don't hit your soldering iron onto it because the tips get worn pretty bad. And then I go around, tap it down a little bit. That rosin core works good with moo metal to moo metal, but when it's brass to brass, when it's copper to copper, it's a pain in the ass. And I'll make sure I get nice coverage on it, and I'll make sure I get the joint, the places where I cut. Oh yeah. But the outside, there we go. The outside moo metal, I'll show you in the next video. Push it down a little bit, but you gotta watch the tip anyways. I've already gone through some tips and they don't hardly sell these things where you can easily purchase them at the store at Home Depot. And make sure you go out, because the reason why also I put in this layer is because so that way the moo metal that I do put on here, the 18 gauge, it'll have something to lock onto that's solid. The copper, the only thing that sucks about that is just it's loose, and I had to put masking tape. It's okay. You can use it and bury it. It's not going to weigh that much anyways. It's just at least you can get that copper down. Otherwise, you'll be fighting with it and stuff, and it's a pain in the ass. All right. I'm hearing my perps right now go, "We could see you." It's like, I know. Good for you. But what I do is also, when I do the first layer, I want them pretty solid on the other side. So that way when you do moo metal, what you want it to be in front of all this right here, because you want the top layer to whisk the energy away. and whatever residual that goes through will hit this, and it's right next to the ground, and so the ground sucks it and goes away, so that nothing ever hits your brain. Um, on the next layer, I will go all solder all the joints nice and solid all the way around. I mean, you're gonna need a nice fat roll just like this. It takes me about a roll sometimes. Um, and then I mean that's so far that's what it looks like. The next core, I mean that's 4 layers, and sometimes some people are trying to sell beanies or whatnot. A beanie. I mean, this is what it takes, 4 these solid layers. Some are thinner, and the last one is nice and thick. 18 gauge. I mean, that's how much these invisible bullets penetrate the brain. I mean, I did an experiment to reverse engineer what they're doing and figure out what they're using. And I was sleeping, and I put an aluminum plate. It was about 3/8 thick, and I thought it was my neighbor's at first, but it was 3/8 thick, and it was behind my head, not too far behind, but enough to be free on the couch on the other side of the wall. And when it abruptly woke me up, and I heard the pa-ting, the bullet, this invisible bullet, ricocheted right off the aluminum plate I had. It was a big plate, and it rung it like a bell. I mean, seriously, it rung it like a bell. And right there, I was like, shit, Rob, freaking, we're going to need freaking, how about magnets? Because they're using electromagnetic weapons, and they're using the Earth's magnetic pole, and as a weapon, so it makes the energy go faster, fast speed is light, and then it sucks it in, and we're full of freaking heavy metals, so bam, I mean, whoosh, literally it attracts to us in our frequency. But I mean, that thing pierced my head. I mean, we have soft brain tissue, and we have a very sensitive computer in our brain, and Mu metal is used by NASA and the militaries of their really expensive high components, that are crucial not to get destroyed by energies like this. I mean, they obviously prepared for warfare for energy weapons. So that's why they use Mu metal on a lot of things. They say for static electricity. There's a lot more than that. And uh, and that's why they use Mu metal. And you guys got to think, put 2 and 2 together. That's what we should be using on our brains, because that's how they whittle us down for depopulation, is by causing lesions in the organs and inside the brain, and the brain breaks down, and we hear third eye, and then next you're in Alzheimer's, and you're in dementia, and so because those are freaking from the connection to your brain. I mean, geez, folks. I mean, it's simple as that. We're all connected to this Skynet or whatnot, or to these individual drones or whatever. But well, I'm telling you, you have to shield your brain, and then we're day cap like I got on here, and you can upgrade all up to something heavier. It depends on how heavy your targeting is, but if the more you take the ability from them to hit your brain every 4 seconds, it will be the longer you'll live, the longer, the more sanity you'll maintain, and you'll get back to normal, just like all the other people. I mean, their connection, it's on, yes, but I mean, but the reason why we get brain damage and ultra sensitive is because literally they attack us. They figure freaking they're not doing anything. He's just liability or taking up space. Take him out of here. And they'll heighten everything by sonic weapons to your ears, your eyes, freaking your throat, your mouth, your brain, your freaking balls, your freaking heart, your freaking kidneys, your organs, your everything, reproductive organs for women, and they really cut into us, and that's why I got the armor of God. I mean, that's how I shield from all this. I mean, I mean, I got titanium directly behind all this, and I added that later. But my next one is gonna be my summer armor, and and I'll have titanium and brass, and I'll see how that goes. Um, but this one's heavy for now. But I mean, it's obvious if they call us TIs, and then that's right away. That's the first biggest clue that we're given. Is TI is a symbol for titanium. You know. But anyways, I'm almost done with this one, and then I'm gonna start putting on the other layer, and then and this should be finished. My helmet, it's a lot different because in my bedroom, because I added some heavy stuff on there because they're hitting me the heaviest because they don't want me shielding out there, and it weighs actually freaking 20 pounds. This one's a lot less. It's probably 15 or something. But anyways, guys, Rob Stanson with TISP Research and Development. Figure it out.